Hello everybody, this is Christy with Christy's Full Confections, and I am making this video today for you guys on how to make this adorable little Easter extra large macaroon fake bake. I think it turned out so cute. This was inspired by Pinterest. I scroll through there regularly and have a million pins and came across something like this. I just added my own touches and, little details to it. So, let's get started and I'll show you how to do this. Now, I just want to say that, I am not a professional clay artist by no means. I make fake bakes and I do not do a lot of little characters or little animals, just because my hands will not, excuse me for the noise, my hands do not like to hold and put together these little details. So there may be, other ways that people do these little details. It's just, what works for me. And I just have a hard time holding on to stuff. So I kind of use my, or I tend to use my little tweezers to do a lot of it. So, normally I just make fake bakes and, sweets and stuff like that. But I'm always willing to give this a shot. So this clay is from Glitz and Glue. And this is a light pink. And then I used also white and then yellow. So I hope everybody can see this okay. I did switch my my camera, my tripod to horizontal and not vertical. So I'm hoping that helps too. I am forever picking off cat hair of everything. I hate it. And I use my lint roller and stuff and still try to keep the cats from this room, but you know how that is. Sometimes it don't work. So for the cookie, I'm going to make this, the cookie part with this little cutter here. I got these from Walmart many, excuse me, many months or years even ago. So this measures about 3 inches. And it came with, all the graduated sizes. So this is the 3-inch one. And we're going to be putting a, like a embosser on here. So it's okay if it isn't perfect. And this one is probably going to go on the bottom. Let's try this again. And somebody asked me how I get my clay to not have bubbles. When I first condition it, I'll like squeeze it and try to get all the air bubbles out of it while you're conditioning it. And that helps. And then when you put it down on your table, make sure you push down on it like that, and that will help with the air bubbles as well. Okay, so this one's going to be on the top. And as long as we have the pink out, I'm going to show you how to do the little bow. So I have on the bunny here, I have this little mold from, I believe it was from Amazon. And let me just wipe this out just a little bit because it does have like glitter and stuff in there. Okay. So I use just this the little one right here, the small, well, that's the smallest, but I do like this one. And then I just roll it over to get all the little details in there. And I'm just taking off the excess so it's not so bulky when I take it out. And then if it doesn't pull out, sometimes I just like go like this on the edge of it and then pull out, and I stretched it a little bit. That's okay, I think we'll work with it. See, this is another little detail that you need little fingers for. I can't believe some of the stuff that I see people do on Facebook. So if you do something like this and like your lines aren't clear because you've either, you know, pushed on it too much or just taken it out of the mold, I just use my little clay tool, this one here, and I just make my little lines. Okay, so I don't want to play with it too much more. I'm going to set that to the side. And then we need the nose of the bunny. I think it's a little big. I'm just going to take a little bit off. Okay, so that's the nose. And then the little flower on the chick here, like this right here. I did not spray or Mod Podge that yet, so it could be, you know, it's going to be a little bit shinier than what that is. I either spray it with Mod Podge sealer, or I'll paint it with Mod Podge or tacky glue. So I'm just going to roll this little piece out like this, and then I'm just going to take my icing smoother, and you just need a real little bit for this. It's just a real little bitty flower. Okay, and then I'm just going to roll it. And there's a little flower. Very simple, not any really big details or nothing like that. Okay, and I think that's it for my pink. Now, before the clay dries here, I'm gonna do that embossing. So this is my little little tool here. It came with like 10 different patterns. It's from Amazon. I'll link that in the description. So yeah, it has this little holder here. So these are just a little bit tricky. I mean, they're really nice when they turn out nice, but if it doesn't cover the full area, you will have to match it up, you know, down here. And this really comes very close. So I'm just going to do it one time. I'm not going to need to do it twice. So when I say this is tricky, you can push down too hard, and if you do that, then these little brackets are going to show. But then again, if you don't push down hard enough, then you're going to have to go back in and line it up and do it over. So we'll see. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, so this is what I mean. So this turned out perfect, except for right here. There is a little bit where I could have pressed it harder here, but it does turn out really, really cute. And I think, yeah, I'm going to try to line this up and do this over right in the corner here as best as I can. And I don't want to ruin anything. Okay, so it did go off just a real little bit here, but I'm going to either put that in the back or actually I don't even think this is going to show right here, because if I have this as my front, the bunny and like the frosting and stuff is going to cover that. So I'm okay with this. And then I need my white. This is also from Glitz and Glue. So I'm squeezing the clay as I'm, you know, conditioning it, and I can feel the bubbles popping. So, and I just flatten it as I put it down. So we're just making the inside of the macaroon, however you say it. And it don't have to be perfect because it's going to be in the middle of the cookie. Now, I'm using this for the middle. It is a round, it's also a 3-inch. Now, you could also use this one too. So, you could definitely do that one. I'm just going to do this one because it's just a little bit smaller. So you can see it doesn't come all the way to the edge here. So I'm just going to use this metal one. And I believe I got these from Amazon. They are also, you know, the graduated sizes. Okay, so that looks about the right thickness. And remember too, when you're making stuff like this, things are going to shrink when they dry. So they always do. So this is my bottom. I'm going to line this up. Try to get it to the edge here. All right, then you're going to take your top. And line that up and squeeze together real lightly. Make sure the clay is connecting. And there's your cookie. Okay, so now we're going to make the bunny. And he is just shaped like an egg. So is the chick. But the chick is like a little egg. So I'm just kind of feeling for air pockets and air bubbles. So I'm just going to do a circle first. And try to get this as smooth as you can. And sometimes it's hard too because of your fingers and your hands. And now I'm just going to go on one side and go like this. I'm going to try to get that egg shape. So it's just a tiny bit bigger on the bottom, just a tiny bit. Just squeezing the top a little bit to make that not so flat up there. Okay. So just kind of shaped like an egg. And then I'm going to stand that up. And then we're going to get the bunny ears. And all you need for the bunny ears is a heart cookie cutter. Or you can, you know, just cut it out freehand. But I'm going to use this heart. And this is from a set I got on Amazon as well. It came in a little tin circle with all kinds of little different shapes and graduated sizes like this. Okay, so this is what we have so far. It's just a nice little heart. And then I'm just gonna cut the tip off because we don't need the whole thing. Okay. And then I'm gonna make a line in it to separate the ears. And I'm gonna just bring it down a little bit for more definition. And then I'm just real gently bringing it in on the sides. So it's not like straight up and down. So then we're going to take the bunny, or what is now an egg right now. I'm going to find my best front, the best side. Okay, so I think this is the best side right here. Okay, so then I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to break it in half. Push it down in there. And I'm just going to cut this rough edge off here. I put this pointy thing down in the egg and I should have put the other end in there. Okay, so this is what we have. And now the clay is still sticky enough that it should stick just fine, but you know, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put some glue in there. I do work with super glue, like the Gorilla Glue, but I don't really want to work with that today because I tend to get that all over my fingers. And then if that happens, then the rest of the design is going to be a mess. Just because it gets everywhere. And it also shows if you, like, if your glue, your super glue goes over, or like say in the back here, if it goes over, it'll show like you know, like a film on it. And tacky glue works just fine. So I'm not going to work with the Gorilla Glue today. So that's that so far. And then the only other white piece is this little dripping there. And all I do with that is I take a flour cookie cutter. And this one is 2 inches, about 2 inches. Those are also graduated sizes, and I believe I got those I've had them for years, so I'm not positive, but I think they're from Walmart. But almost any of this that I'm using, you can either get at Walmart or Amazon or Hobby Lobby. Oh. Okay, so I'm just making the flour now. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And now I'm just going to flatten it just a little bit on the edges, or the little petals, I should say, just to make it spread out a little bit more. You can also like use your rolling pin like this. I just want it to make it look kind of like a, you know, like a dripping of frosting. Okay, so then get your cookie, and as long as it's sticky, we're just going to put that on here. And I'm going to kind of go to the side right here, just so it's not like perfect on there. And I'm going to still spread it out a little bit more, so it doesn't look so perfect. Okay, so that's what that looks like, and I did cover up that area right there, most of it anyway. And then we're going to put sprinkles on too. All right, that one is done, and I think that's it for the white. Then we're going to do, oh, something I forgot. I got to do this first. We're going to make our little markings in the bunny right here. And then the mouth, and then the little eyes before this gets too dry. So if we put let's put the nose on, and then we'll know where everything goes. Okay. I think I'm gonna just use a little bit of a toothpick. Make sure it's in there good. And the clay is still sticky, so. All right, now we're just gonna put our nose on there. So it's just right in the middle. And then I'm going to do the whiskers. Now, when you work with clay, if you know, then you know that as it dries, any lines that you make will be less noticeable as it dries. So you want to make these pretty deep. And do this right after you shape this white, the egg shape, because then it will be, you know, better with the indentations. And then for the little mouth, as you can see, it's just got like a little hole and then a line down. So I'm just going to try to copy this a little bit here. And then just a real little bitty line down. And I'm making it extra exaggerated because, like I said, it's going to soften up. And these lines will be less noticeable then. There's a little line right here that I don't know where this one came from, right to the side here. I don't know if that was from my finger or what, but I'm just gonna put a little water on there and smooth that out. So if you have a little line that you don't want on there, then you just take a little water and rub it out. And then as you're working with this, make sure you don't press in on the edges, you know, as you're working, because then your fingerprint will be noticeable. So it looks pretty funny right now, doesn't it? So then we're going to do I'm going to make the eye holes here. That. And then I'm going to take the edge again of my tool, and I'm just going to go right here to make the eyebrow. And that little line right there is still bothering me. All right. Excuse me. So I like using the tool more than like painting on a face, because I just do not do these faces good, you know, freehand. I'm not that experienced yet, I guess. So, okay, we got that so far, and then we might as well just do the eyes right away and the bow. So for the eyes, I used these little beads right here. They're just little like jewelry beads. And you can also use like you know, a rolled up ball of black clay. You can use puffy paint. But I do like the way these turned out. And I'm just getting my beads out here. Make sure they're like the same size. Okay. And I got these, I believe, I've had these for years as well. They're brand new. My daughter and I used to screw around with like making jewelry and things like that. So I've had these for a while. I think they're from Walmart. If not, then probably Amazon. Or I'm sorry, Hobby Lobby. As you can see, there's a million different colors. And yeah, and they have holes in. But you can get the beads that don't have holes in. And you might like those better. Okay, so I am going to just dab in a real little bit of glue. Now this is, let me wipe this off. This is just another kind of tacky glue. And I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's just easier for these little details. Then you don't have a whole bunch of glue coming out of the, you know, the area where you're putting the bead or wherever you're putting your little details. And it sticks just fine too. So I just want to make sure these are the same size. One is bigger than the other. Just a real little bit and that'll bother me. Let me see. Okay, those two are better. And I'm going to need 2 more for the little chick too. Okay, so I have some excess of the glue coming out. This is exactly why I do not use super glue. Because when this dries, it will not show that there's excess amount on there. And I just take my cotton tip, or Q-tip I should say, and just wipe around it to get all the excess off of it. I hope I was in view this whole time. Okay, so that's almost done. And then, oh yeah, we got to put the blush on and then the bow. Let me put the bow right here. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And we might as well get the blush out right away. Forgot to get that. It's not really a blush, but it's like a pink eyeshadow. But you can definitely use like pigment, you know, like the powder pigments, or, you know, any blush. I believe this was, nope, it was not from Dollar Tree, but this was like an old one I had. So I'm just putting on the little cheeks. And again, don't press in your sides too much like I'm doing. It's hard not to when you're holding on to it. Okay, now the ears. Probably should have done the powder on the ear before the bow. But just kind of like shape it like you would for any ears. Okay, so we have our bunny. That looks pretty cute. Now I have to reshape it a little bit again. Okay. And then we're going to do the little chick. Again, this is Glitz and Glue Airfoam Clay, and this is the light yellow. This is such a pretty color for Easter. I just love this pastel. And the chick is not very big. And I'm just kind of forming it again to an egg shape. Just a little bit smaller on the top here, not much. Okay, I'm good with this. Okay, and then we gotta make little eyes. Okay, like that. And then we need the little beak. This one is Glitz and Glue, and it is Mandarin. And you guys, she sells this on Amazon. She also sells it on Etsy. A lot of her stuff, a lot of the colors were sold out. She may have restocked them by now. I'm not positive. But she does have Amazon now, so that's nice. Oops, don't know what that was. Take that off. Okay, so then for the little beak here, it's just like a little triangle. So I'm going to use the bottom of the heart. So I have this right here. Okay. I'm going to just squeeze it together just a little bit more because it is kind of big. Okay. And you don't need glue because the clay is still sticky. Okay. And then I made a real little mark right here with my nail. Okay. So that's what that looks like. And then we just need the little eyes. And then the leaves. This is what's in glue, and it is the light green. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my little heart again. Make a little triangle. And another one. Okay, so then I'm going to squeeze it. And round it off. Oh. Just like this. And this. I'm going to take the check. I'm going to grab my flower. Now this flower is a little too thick, so I'm just going to cut it down a little bit, like so. And then round it up. Okay, so the clay is drying now, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the the tacky glue right there. Oh, wrong one. I like using this little one for like the little details. And I'm putting that on there. Okay, take your little tool here, put a line down it. All right. Okay, so now the eyes. Get the beads again. I need to find some tiny, tiny ones. When they're in here, they all look the same, but they're not. Okay, my glue again. And take your bead. Oh, oh, that's stuck on my tweezers. Okay, so there's a little bit of excess glue, just take it off. And this glue will dry clear as well, so. Pretty cute, huh? And then I just need a little bit of blush on this little guy. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so the next part is the fun part. We get to put it together. This is the front. I'm gonna put the bunny in first. And I'm gonna take my glue. Stick your toothpick down in there. Glue on the bottom here. And again, you can use your super glue, so that's probably more recommended with clay. But I've used this for I've used tacky glue for all kinds of things in fake baking, and it works just fine. So that's how that looks. And then your little chick. More glue here. Just open his mouth up a little bit more because it's closing. And also I'm going to put a little bit more indentation on the eyebrow right here. And the bow is covering up this one, so. Okay, so that's how that looks. All right. So now we have the eggs to do. You can either make these, you know, with clay, or just use the ones that I used are from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to get a green one and a purple. And should I do pink or blue? Let's do it the pink. Now for these, I am going to use some super glue because of the plastic of the egg. Of course, if you use tacky glue, it might not hold as well. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to find my glue. Oh, everything's falling. So I'm using the super glue for the eggs. And this will really make sure that they stay well. And this super glue is actually from the Dollar Tree. I was running out and I didn't get to Hobby Lobby yet. But this glue works fine. Okay, and then let's get our Mod Podge. I also put some jelly beans on the side. I can do that too. I got these from Play Code 3. Do I want green? Not really. Let's do yellow to match the little chick. Okay, and now the Mod Podge for the sprinkles. Or you can use a tacky glue as well. sometimes when I use the tacky glue, it'll pull the clay because it's so thick. So I like to use the Mod Podge when I need something a little bit runnier. Okay, and then on my sprinkles. And I have a mix of sprinkles, just all different pastel shades. And I'm just getting a plate because I make a mess. Move that to the side. So I'm just going to take my sprinkles. And I already have glitter on these, or in these, I should say. I have a few red things in there. I don't know how those got in there, but I don't like red on here. Okay, and then I am going to go a little bit in the back just because I don't want it to look plain back there. Might as well cover it up. But I have gems in here, and from Purple Rodeo, the Purple Rodeo on Etsy. And a lot of the sprinkles are from Play Code 3 and Annie's Treasures. And you can find all of those on Etsy. Okay, so that's the back. I can put a little bit right here. Oops, I got some pearls in there too. Oh well. We'll leave that there. That looks cute. And I see I have one more red one right here. I don't like that. All right, and there we go. Just want to move that a little bit. I don't want it covering up my jelly beans. All right, and we are all done. So this is the outcome. I hope you liked it, and let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And then this is the other one. So this one is smaller. This one is smaller because obviously it has dried for a few days and it is shrinking. So, but you can see the difference. And then when it's all dry, I will either spray it. If I have my spray here, I'll show you. I'll either spray it or Mod Podge it. So this is what I use when it's all dry. The Super High Shine Clear Acrylic Sealer. Or you can paint it now with Mod Podge, or the tacky glue, the clear. But like I said, it sometimes pulls on the clay, and it's not, this should not crack. So I think I will just do it when it's all dry. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will post those links in the description for the cookie cutters. And you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.